Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. This is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. For everyone that's new, what's this about? What is it almost about? It's an off the cuff video, guys, straight away. So I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You don't see my intro, at the beginning. These weekly Wednesdays are essentially Q&A. You guys ask me questions, I answer them. It's primarily model focused and it's primarily GW stuff. There is other company stuff that I do here from time to time. There is some terrain questions that come into it. There is some general information about what's going on around the workshop. And we have the weekly Wednesday vote now for what model or models I'm going to paint on Monday's painting video. So for all my regulars here, guys, for love, thank you very much. Let's get started. So I've had a heap of questions. Also to remind you guys, I'm still doing commissions. So let's build commissions. I build a kit for you. You don't have the time or you don't feel confident enough to do it, just check a message and let me know. We'll have a conversation. Painting video, painting commissions. So if you want something painted up to battle ready standard, or you want it painted up to the point where then you can come in and do washes and stuff like that, that's fine. Let me know. And terrain builds as well. Again, guys, just message me and we'll chat about that. Still no Imperium magazine. I'm gonna have to get on their case and just phone them up and find out what the hell's going on here, because it's annoying, absolutely annoying. I've been doing a lot of work off camera. When I say off camera, I mean I've been doing content for you guys. There's some work I've been doing where I've been filming it so that it can be put into video for you guys. But I've been a lot of work off camera. The whole of 7th edition box 40k is done. I think I said that last week. I've only got the eradicators left from the Indominus box, so I'm very, very pleased with that, very happy. I've got, and when I say that's what I've got left, all of the assault intercessors are glued, done, ready to be painted. So I'm actually really pleased. I've started working on organising and sorting out my Chaos Space Marine force. There's about 2 monstrosities painted up now that are absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen the Hellbrute painted up, that was Monday's painting video. Go back and check that out, guys. And the week before was the Forge Fiend that you guys voted on. The Chaos Space Marine force is coming along very, very well. Right, on to the questions. Why do you use a wet palette, and what are the benefits and differences between them? I keep being asked about wet palettes. Every week there's a question about wet palettes. And I usually wait until there's 2 or 3 months before same question and answer it. Absolutely, a wet palette is such a beneficial tool that we use. You can thin your paints down very, very easily. You can actually, if you have paint on there, you can actually add water to it and turn it into more of a wash. So if your paint say Power Sword or something like that, you can actually thin that right down. So it's the faintest colour on the Power Sword, or it's the faintest colour on the skin or the armour or wherever it is. You can mix your colours on there as well, nice and easy. The other benefit of it as well is there's 2 other benefits of wet palette. You're not continuously going to the pot because you've got it on the wet palette. So you don't have to, I need that colour, and open it up and it's on the wet palette. The second thing is, which I noticed on the Hellbrute, I kept missing parts of him. I wouldn't have to go pop open the paint and start getting the colour again. It's already on the wet palette, so I'll just go straight back to there. So this, the differences between them, here's what I use. Okay, it's a lid from a cake box. I put a bit of kitchen towel in there. I fold it and tear it down to size, wet it so it's nice and damp, grease with paper over the top, again cut down to size, and that's my wet palette. And when I'm finished with it, I just pick it up, put it in the bin. And I do get, I know, excuse me, I know that, you know, everyone wants to answer these questions, but I'm always asked the question about wet palettes. Wet palettes are my brushes. It's the other question I'm always asked. I do have GW brushes. I do have this crazy bad boy. You know, there's a box of these. These are like very, very nice. I can't remember where they're from. The wife got them from me. They are from these guys. No idea, but anyway, they are like, I say expensive brushes. Not all brushes are expensive. You know, you want them to be, but I usually buy a pack of brushes from the range. A shop called the Range. It's like a B&M or a Wilco's or you know, something like that. It's just, or Walmart maybe. I don't know. It's a knick-knacky shop, but packet of brushes is usually €7 or €8, and there is an assortment in there. In that assortment, there is always one that is like the equivalent of a standard brush, another one that is the equivalent of probably a detail brush, and the rest of them are just usually for dry brushing or for terrain. But that's, you know, that's what I usually do. But I do have a few good brushes that I use from time to time. How did you get into wargaming? Now, I know this question's come up before, and I've spoke about the first ever white dwarf that I found and everything else. But when I saw this question last week come up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to answer that today. It got me thinking a little bit, and I was like, okay, let me, when did I start getting into wargaming? Well, first of all, it wasn't wargaming that I got into, it was role-playing games. And the first one, as soon as I say this, everyone's going to go, yes. First one that really kicked it off for me was Hero Quest. I like the idea of having a group of little adventurers, and you go off into dungeons and doing this and doing that, and there's big baddies to fight, and there's spells, and there's magical items, and all that sort of stuff. I used to enjoy the fantasy stuff, like, you know, fantasy films and all those type of things. And then I come across, I started playing more role-playing games on consoles, because I remember actually having Hero Quest, a board game, and playing Hero Quest on the Amstrad CPC 464, I think it was, with a little cassette tape, and that was the game. So you'd put it in, and it would load up to the level, and then you do your moves and do everything else, play that level, you go to the next level, it loads it up. But then from that I went on to like D&D, the Children of the Eternal Sun, I think it was. D&D game on Mega Drive. And then from there it was just PC role-playing games, and then I come across the first ever White Dwarf that I you know, I actually wanted to look to see if I still had it, but I didn't have time this week. And read the battle report, which was Orcs and Eldari, or Eldar at the time. Take and hold mission, and it was absolutely, I loved it. And from that moment I was hooked. I was hooked on 40k for a long time. But I still like the fantasy side of it all. And then I got a little bit fed up with the 40k, because it was more of playing against people and they would just sit back and shoot with long range weapons, and it got a bit boring for me. So then I got into fantasy, and was in fantasy for a big way for a number of years, on and off, and then got back into it in a big way with my friend Dave. And now, because there's no one here that plays fantasy, everyone plays 40k. I mean, there is people that play AOS, don't get me wrong, but no one plays, you know, 7th edition fantasy. So now it's all 40k, and I must tell you, 40k at the moment is the hottest thing going. It is absolutely, the sculpts are amazing. The way that even the way that GW puts the sculpts, the models, bits, parts on the sprue is very organised. So there could be three or four models on a sprue. You're taking the first model and it's here. Okay, next model's here. It's all in the same little general. It's a lot easier and a lot more handy for us to put together, and it's quicker for us to put together. Of course, if it's quicker for us to put together, then the glues dry quicker. it's been gravelled, it's been based, it's been undercoated, it's been painted, you know, then you're on to buying the next box. So I do understand that, and that's a good concept. But that's how I got into wargaming. It was literally just through actually Hero Quest with the Gateway. And it's still an amazing game now. They've relaunched it. If anyone is interested in that, they have relaunched it. But then things like that, you have a He-Man game that's come out, and that's actually looks pretty good. But even like that, things like that would interest me in that sort of genre of you know, gaming. Not obviously not the game because it wasn't out then, but I mean, you know, that cartoon program that I used to watch when I was a kid got me into that zone. But yeah, it was Hero Quest was one that started me off. Then there was other ones. I mean, there were some honourable mentions to honourable games to mention. I think it's Shining Force. I think one of them was called a Sega Saturn. Absolutely fantastic. There was Wizardry 8, which is another amazing game. Wizards and Warriors, again another amazing game. Final Fantasy, absolutely fantastic. There's so many. Lucifer's Call, that's another amazing game. Obviously Pokemon, you can't say nothing about that because that's a role-playing game. But then from there it did evolve into, you know, I'm rambling on now, just remembering so many different things, and I do apologise, guys. Hopefully there's going to be battle report at the end of this week, beginning of next week. Now, it was the battle report. Alex, my opponent who played me last game, he's keen to play again. He's already any time, but I'm the one that's delaying it. And I see the reason I'm delaying it. I've got, you know, not talking HQ choices now, because he wants to use the Space Marines, okay, because he's getting familiar with them, which is, you know, fine. I'm happy with that, because the Space Marines and Necrons are the only forces that I have that are of a certain size, so I'm happy with that. That's why I'm trying to get the Chaos Space Marines up to the same sort of, at least up to 1,000 points. I don't think I'd actually be that far away from it, honestly. I've got 5 chosen Chaos Space Marines. I've got a Forge Fiend, a Hellbrute that's painted up, ready to go. It won't take me long to get the other 5 done. Chaos Chosen, Chaos Lord, Chaos Cultists, and then I've got a mirage of, is it mirage, is that the right word? I don't know, but a horde of Chaos Space Marines over there to sort out. There's some more down here to sort out. And it's never ending. But yeah, I'm the one delaying it because I want to get a few more troop choices painted up. So I want to try and move it into the position of, I mean, he's going to pick his own army the next game, but I wanted to move it into a position of doing detachments. Okay, so that this is a, whatever detachment is, this is a fast attack detachment, this is this, whatever detachment is, to show you guys how that works, and to make the game that we play a bit more balanced, a bit more fair. You know, some people say, oh yeah, but it was a good game last time. It was a great game. It was a great game. If you haven't seen it, guys, go check it out, because it's actually a good game. Basic rules, and you know, with Alex, he has no interest in gluing the models, no interest in painting the models. But we played the game, and he was actually surprisingly shocked and surprised at how enjoyable it was and how much he enjoyed it. So for me, if he's willing to play and he's going to pick the army himself from the codex and do all that sort of stuff, then what I have to do is make sure that he's got more options to choose from, to give him a headache, so to speak, of what he's going to take and what he isn't going to take. So that should be in this weekend. If not, it'll be, should hopefully be early next week. I know he's out the weekend, so if it's not done before Friday, then it won't be done until next week, but there's something else to sort out. Where am I? I've lost where I am now. Yeah, that's all of the questions I've had. So guys, before we come down to the vote, if you guys have any questions for me, please check on below. Ask me the question. I know I'll answer it next week, Weekly Wednesday. If you don't want to check on below because you don't want everyone to go, oh, that's a silly question. Ooh, ooh. So what you need to do is go onto Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. Okay, there's a messenger button there. You can click on that and just throw me a message straight through Messenger, and you know I'll answer you there and then address the question next Weekly Wednesday. Please don't ask me about wet pallets again. I don't want any more questions about wet pallets. This is the frequently asked question is wet pallets. I know one of you is going to go below and just ask me, oh, what about wet pallet? Right, I'm going to bring you down for the vote, guys, and we can pick what model or models you want me to paint for next Monday's painting video. Again, there is no basic Space Marine troops here. Okay, I've removed all of those. It's just interesting units of Space Marines. So like Blade Guard veterans, aggressors, you know, just interesting units that are different to normal tactical Marines or whatever it is. So I'll bring you down. Right, so I've got the 3 Blade Guard veterans there. I'd done a Let's Build on the other day, I think it was. We have the 3 aggressors, which are these big bad boys. Have the captain with the shield, which is absolutely an amazing sculpt. We have the librarian. He actually got voted on last week, but unfortunately D6 roll-off was landed on the Hellbrute. We have the Judicar or Judicar, I never pronounced that correctly. That is an actually interesting model to look at and paint. I'm dreading painting the hourglass. No idea how I'm going to do that, but anyway. As a captain, we have the Ancient. Now, this guy's separate again. I did say this last week. He's meant to be in the chosen Chaos Space Marine squad, but I need to check on the 8th edition to see if he can be presented as a character of some description, because there's already 5 men in that squad. But anyway, there's 5 Immortals. The Illuminar Shazar still sitting there waiting to be done. There's a Chaos Lord. Unfortunately, you got a late vote last week, so it didn't count. So make sure you get your votes in, guys. There is 5 chosen Chaos Space Marines. Now, I've known they're probably not going to be voted on because I only done Chaos Space Marines, chosen Chaos Space Marines not so long ago, but they're there. The Seekers, who actually got voted on last week as well, unfortunately lost out on the D6 roll-off. And the 20 Chaos Cultists. Because I love you guys so much. There's a sneaky peek at the next terrain build. What the hell is that? 2 tiles there, just there and there. That's the sneaky peek at the next terrain build that I'm working on at the moment. That is absolutely fantastic. And when you see the video and you see what the basic material is, you're going to go, huh? Ooh. It's very, very simple, very cheap, very easy. And it's going to add to the games. Let's say again, back to talking about Battle Report. I want to try and get that finished, all of those tiles finished before next Battle Report, but that's not going to happen because there's too many tiles there to work on. You know, it is what it is, but so please don't forget to vote. There's also a wild card. Okay, so if you don't want to vote on anything that you've seen there, vote on the wild card. Okay, and if that gets the votes, then that will be revealed and painted up. So guys, thank you for watching. Please hit like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and until next week, until next time, see you later. Take it easy, guys.